Hello everybody, welcome to maths. Today we are starting off by looking at our linear graphing topic. And obviously in order to draw a graph, we need to be able to plot points on a number plane. So today's learning intention is to plot numbers on a number plane, and hopefully by the end of this session we'll be able to plot those coordinates. So another name for a number plane is also a Cartesian plane. Now, a Cartesian plane or a number plane has a vertical axis and a horizontal axis. So our vertical axis goes this way, and we call that our y-axis, okay? So any numbers on here are our y value, so we're going to label it y, and a horizontal axis, so a line going this way, all right, that is our x-axis, so we're going to label that x. So any values along our horizontal are our x values. Now, on our Cartesian plane or our number plane, we can divide it into 4 quadrants, okay? So you can see here there's 4 separate corners per se, and we can label them. So here we start off with quadrant 1 and we go anti-clockwise. So quadrant number 1, quadrant number 2, quadrant number 3, and quadrant number 4. When we have coordinates, okay, maybe to a particular place to find the treasure on a map that you might be familiar with, we have a special way that we write them. So we always write our x coordinate, so our horizontal number, first, and we always write our y coordinate, all right, our vertical number, second, okay? The point 0, 0 is located right where our 2 axes intersect with one another. So this location here is 0, 0. The x value is 0 and the y value is 0, and we call that our origin, okay? So let's look into how we're plotting our numbers. So in order to do that, we need to draw up our Cartesian plane where our horizontal was our x values and our vertical was our y values. So starting at the origin, which we know is 0, all right, if we think of a normal number line, let's start off with our horizontal. Our numbers to the right of 0 are always positive. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And when we go less than 0 on a number line, our numbers become negative. So 1 less than 0 is -1. So we're going to go -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. Remembering that each of these are equally spaced. I know I've drawn a little bit further, but they're going to be equally spaced. So we've now drawn up our x values, so they're going to represent any of our numbers that are written first. We then do our y values, so our vertical plane. So going up from 0, we count positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it can keep going. And then going down is going to be negative numbers. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Obviously, I've only gone up to 5. It could go up and down as many numbers as we need. All right, so now on to plotting our numbers. So remember, our x value, which is the first one, represents our horizontal, and our y value, our vertical, represents our vertical axis, okay? So our second value. So if we look over here, point A is located at a coordinate of 2, 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our first value, which is a 2, and our first value is going to be where it sits horizontally. So 2 horizontally is over here. And number 3 is our vertical number. So if we look at vertically where 3 is over here. We're going to look at where 2 and 3 intersect with each other. So 2 horizontally and 3 vertically. That point is going to be right here. Okay, so I'm going to draw a dot and I'm going to label that A because that is point A. Okay, the second one, 0 and 4. So on our horizontal, the first number that we've got is 0, so we're going to stop at 0. And then our y value, we're now following our vertical axis, which is 4. So if we go up to 4, where 0 and 4 intersect is going to be over here. So this value here is now B. Okay, let's go through a few more examples. So C is -1, 3. So -1 is our x value, 3 is our y value. So if we go to -1 on our x-axis, whoop, that's here. And then 3 on our y-axis, whoop, that's here. So where do they intersect? They intersect at this point here. So we're going to draw a dot. And that is our coordinate C. All right, D is -2, -4. So our x value is -2. So we're going to go -2. And then our y value is -4. So we're going to go down to where -4 is. And that intersection occurs here. So -2, -4. We're going to call that our point D. Okay, so the way that I'm doing it is I'm looking at my x value first. So looking horizontally where I need to be, and then vertically where I need to go. Lucky last, we've got 1, -2. So 1 is my x value, so I'm going to go along my x-axis to the number 1. And then y value is -2. So then from that 1, we're going to go down to -2. See where those 2 points are going to cross over, and that is over here. So we label that E. All right, so we need to be able to label where particular coordinates are on a graph, but also be able to identify what the coordinate is and what the value is. So if we were to pick this one here, to write it out, we would go, what is the x value that this sits at? So I'd look at my x value, that's a 2, and I'd look at my y value, that's a 3, which means it's going to be 2, 3. We always write our x value first, and we are correct. That is 2, 3. Okay, so remember, x always comes first, and that's your horizontal. Y always comes second, and that's your vertical. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If that made sense, please give this video a thumbs up and enjoy the rest of your day.